Okay, we're going to move into the next stage, which so after a lead has come in and there's an opportunity that's created, we then work through the sales team or sales guy will work with the new opportunity or the new contact, um, just to work out that rough quote and just try to close that deal. Right, so let's just jump in. Right, so let's go to Business Central. All right, so I'm coming in as a sales manager or as part of the sales team. So the sales dashboard looks like this. You'll see that. But Business Central, I'll just touch on that actually. So Business Central has roles, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys a few times, but every role has a different view of the system because there's things that make sense to me, and I'm not really interested in anything else. So everyone's got a different view. There's an accountant view. There's the business manager that looks over all the overall business. Service manager, sales order processor, etc. Now I've got every role, so I've got permission to see everything, so I can switch contexts and get different views of the system. But you can lock it down, so only one person. You only want to see sales. They only see sales. So let's jump in. So I'm in sales role, and you'll see that I can see a dashboard. I'll just go over the top. Got some menu items here. So I'm all about sales. So I'm all about contacts, quotes, opportunities, sales orders, all those wonderful things. Um, and there's you can see your sales team and set up segments and all that if you want. I'll just go here. There's just some more actions here that are related to closing a deal, doing a sale. But what's really handy are these tiles. So top to bottom, left to right. So this is all about your contacts. Okay, you've got 12. There's 12 new contacts that have been added. That's because I've been testing, playing around. But then opportunities. This is what I care about because these are the opportunities to make a deal. And then obviously my open sales quotes and sales orders, etc., which you can see I've got a few. All right, so got some other dashboard features here. Plugs into Power BI, which is another product Microsoft have, which allow you to build your own reports. So we'll touch on that later when it comes times. But just it anyway. Like I keep saying with Business Central, it integrates with everything Microsoft, which is great. All right, so this is just some self-service. If I've got timesheets, logging my time against doing a deal and all those sorts of things, or if I've got a sales team approving their time. So just some nice reports here where you can view by week. I don't have much data in here, but you get the idea. I've got the sales pipeline here, which will make sense as there's more data in here, but it doesn't really make sense at the moment because there's not much data. But yeah, I can see my opportunities here. So they've got just a couple of deals in the works, 30K, 40K, but you just get the general idea. This looks a lot better with more data, and obviously as you use the system, more data is going to be in the system. But this demo is all about progressing the end-to-end stage. But you get the idea of what's there. All right. So I've got opportunities. Let's take a look. All right, I can see I've got a few opportunities here. There's a rough quote, some estimates. So this one's an initial one. That's the one we did in our previous video, which Renee pushed through from Outlook. So let's take a look at that one. I'll go through a different view. There we go. It's better view this one because you've got more info here. All right, so here's the opportunities. Here's the initial one. You can see that I've got one at a rough quote stage. I can see 30 grand. It's going to be 50% chance of success. And that's 100% completed. We're going to make 50% profit, etc. So they're ones I've done earlier. But let's focus on okay, I've got a new opportunity come through from Outlook from Renee. What does it look like? All right, I check it out. I go, okay, what's happening with this lead? Here's the sales cycle. So I'll touch on the sales cycle. So the sales cycle stages are it's just a process flow. They're all configurable as well in the system. Sales cycle. I just set up some that seemed a good fit for Pinnacle. You can have cycles based on existing customer or new customer. So this is a new customer. So I've just got initial qualification and rough quote and what that means. All right. So just want to show you it is highly configurable, which is great. But let's go through it. All right. So I've got some menu items up here. What can I do up here? So I can create a sales quote straight off the bat if I wanted, or if I'm going through, making phone calls and doing that sort of thing. Same thing as what you saw in the email, very familiar. Um, send an email, that sort of thing. Send email without catalog, let's just say. So just working on all your touch points. And you can go. They could have been part of a campaign or whatever, but I was just an email, as you know. Looks like a very positive deal. I sent an email. It was successful, definitely. Once again, it cost me 10 minutes. So you'll see common theme in the system. You can record all effort to get the true view of what it does cost you to do a deal. All right, so very positive, but let's just log that. Oh, no, it's just setting on that, but let me just, yeah, set that. There we go. All right, so I had some, I've had, let's have a look here. I want to show you, so we can see some interactions. Okay, send email with catalog, that sort of thing. Okay, that's on the opportunity. All right, so let's progress. So let's say we go into the next stage, which is to qualify. I've sent the email. They've called me back. They've said, "Yeah, I love it. I love the catalog. I want to build that kitchen that I sent you a photo of. What do you think?" So we'll just say it's about $20,000. So I'm gonna estimate to close this deal. I'm gonna do it today because I'm such a good salesperson. And then I'm basically that's the deal. I think it's going to be 50%. I'm going to send this guy a quote. So I'm going to do the quote now while it's hot. So let's send him a quote. So I create a sales quote like so. All right. So this is it's a new kitchen. So let's go for a new kitchen item. All right. I'm going to go kitchen. Roger Harwood. So just something like that. Don't be overwhelmed by all these numbers. You can personalize all this. This is just out of the box, but it's very simple. I know it is overwhelming when you first see it, but don't be scared of it. You can hide all these fields, but I'm just leaving them there just because this is a demo. But would probably make it look a lot simpler. But all we care about is we reckon roughly it's going to cost us $5,000. Like this is just rough quote, remember? So we're just doing a rough quote at this stage. This is not the detail with all the design. That's coming later. So this is just what we think, a guesstimate for the first phase. All right, we reckon it's going to cost about that. Well, I reckon we're going to make 20 grand, so not a bad deal out of this one. Awesome. So this guy wants one, and then we can send off the quote. Okay, so we've got the quote here. So we can send it as email. We can print it out and send it. Whatever you want to do. So let's take a look at what it looks like. All right, let's have a look. And here it is. Sales quote. This is fully configurable. This is just out of the box. But yeah, obviously you get that Pinnacle kitchen and all that with all your details, bank details and all that stuff, and any terms like when it's valid to, all that sort of thing. But you get the idea. It's a quote. All right, I can go off and send that quote, and they'll be very happy. All right, so there we go. So basically, that's the quoting stage. So we've got a quote out there now, and we just wait, see how we go. But there could be more interactions that go on with the opportunity because notice it's still in progress. We haven't closed this out yet. But then they call back. They say, "Yeah, I like that initial quote. Let's get a more formal quote. Let's go to the next stage." So fantastic. So what we've got now is we can close this. We won this. And yeah, it's going to be 20 grand. It's a fantastic. If you've got any outstanding tasks, you can close them, but it doesn't really matter. There you go. So that'll pop off the list now. So we go back and you'll see that opportunity, it's good. It's in quote stage. Yeah, so some really good reporting as well around as a sales manager. As you know, I'll just go through these and then we'll move on to the next stage. But yeah, you can see everything. You can do discounts for customers, that sort of thing. So set up your sales cycles, which I touched on. Do analysis, get some analysis reports, budgets, and all that sort of thing. If you're on Shopify, you can do all that, but it's probably not applicable to you guys. But it's pretty good stuff. You know, sales statistics and all that sort of thing. Customer order summaries, just everything. It's really good. All right, so that's that stage. We're going to touch on this next stage, which is progressing the sales opportunity to more, the more firmer quote or the detailed quote, where we do the design, get the bill of materials, and then create that sales order and get a down payment. But we'll go through that next.